What's up, you guys? This is Bryan Sosack of the Man in Black Leather Studio here in Norco, California, Horsetown, USA. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to measure for a proper belt size. It's super important that you get this measurement right. Either if you're a craftsman, if you get this measurement wrong, you're going to have to redo the belt, or you're going to send off a belt that doesn't fit right. Or if you're a customer or client watching this video, it's very important that you get this measurement right as well. Your craftsman could spend up to 5, 10, 15, even 20 hours in some extreme cases on this belt right here that he's about to make. Either they're going to have to redo it again, or you're stuck with a completely ill-fitting belt. So watch closely. It's very important that this measurement is correct and the communications between the craftsman and the client lines up so everybody's happy and nobody gets bummed out. So the first big mistake I see people make is they try and take their pant size and use that as a measurement for your belt. Now, there's a bunch of problems with taking pant size. First one being that you might not have a whole wardrobe even full of the same size pants. Chances are more than likely you have pants in your dresser or wherever you keep your pants that are varying sizes, even though they might fit completely the same. You know, Wranglers might fit a little bit tighter than Dickies do, so you need to wear a larger size Wrangler to match with Dickies, or vice versa. And that goes with pretty much any kind of pant you're gonna wear entirely. So the second biggest mistake I see that is inaccurate is people will take a measurement with either a soft tape or a string and measure around their waist size where they wear their belt. But the problem with trying to just measure around your waist is that 99% of everybody on the planet and people that I've measured personally wear their belt a little bit tighter than if you were to just measure around their waist. For example, do a soft tape measurement around your waist and you're a 32. More than likely, after you put that belt on and give it that little tug, you're going to actually shrink it in a little bit, and you're going to be at either a 31 or even sometimes a 30. Now this gets even more problematic, and there's even a bigger difference with people who are even bigger, who are a little squishier around their midsection, like myself and other people that are bigger than me as well. Now, the most accurate way to measure a belt, this is going to be perfect, already fit, broken in, exactly comfortable for the person wearing it, is to measure from the end of the belt where the fold is, not the buckle, not here, nowhere, right here at the end of this fold, out to the hole the person uses. Now there's usually a handful of holes. The only hole you need to measure is the one the person uses right now when you're taking that measurement. I'm going to show you on my belt size if I was measuring to put an order in with me. This is a belt I actually had made for a customer. I actually fit in on this hole right here. And I'll measure it up and show you guys what I'm talking about right now. I have the belt all laid out. As you can see, it's at the end where the fold is. And the hole that I'm measuring at is this 40-inch hole right here. This is my size. Right here, when I'm wearing this belt on this hole, this is how I would comfortably wear it. Perfectly cinched up. Everything's ready to roll. Walk out the door. This is what's comfortable for me right here. Now, this might not be the prettiest thing, but I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Right here, if I was going to take a soft tape and measure around my waist, if I was measuring with the soft tape, I would be measuring at 42.5 inches, which, as you saw earlier, would be way off. I would be at like the last hole, and that's where you get these belts that don't quite fit exactly right. And that other method I was talking about, pant size wise, the reason that's wrong, on myself personally, I wear size 42 Dickie pants, but I don't know if you can really see, I kind of am a little bit baggier of a pants person. I kind of like baggy pants. I like having flexibility. But I like my pants a little bit baggy, so automatically if I took this pant size, I would be 4 inches off. So I know this might be confusing, but I'm gonna try and explain it a little better so you guys can fully understand the importance of this. So for example, this is how a proper belt should fit, right here at 40 inches in the center hole. If I was making a 44-inch belt, like that first measurement I got, this belt would be way out here. As you could see, 40 inches, this belt would be literally 4 or 5 inches way too big for me to even use. Now, if I made a belt for that second measurement, that 42-inch measure, 42 and a half, and I'm at 40, I maybe could squeeze into this smallest hole, but more than likely I'm gonna need even more holes going this way. So that's why it's super important when you measure, you have to get that measurement. Now the hardest part about all of this is sometimes you know, these belts are meant as gifts for people for, you know, Christmas, their birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever it might be. And you know, you want to kind of get that measurement on the slide without the person knowing. So you might be tempted to make some guesses or just kind of eyeball it. I mean, it might be close, but it's absolutely catastrophic when that belt doesn't fit right. We recently just had a custom belt order that was 2 belts that basically one was 4 inches off and one was 5 inches off. The person had done their own measurement, but since I'm such a stand-up guy, I had taken the belts back and basically had to redo both of them, which cost me 25 work hours as well as materials. So that's actually kind of what prompted this whole video, and why it's so important to do this. I know it's really hard because you want this to be a gift for somebody or whatever it might be, but what's more important than that surprise is not wasting a craftswoman's or a craftsman's time, especially when you're getting into these super custom belts. Now, it wasn't entirely their fault because obviously I had made some kind of miscommunication. I didn't express, you know, how important getting these proper measurements are, but now you guys are watching this video. Now you guys can at least understand, maybe kind of see why it's so important. But yeah, it is really important that you do not make these guesses. Yeah, losing 25 hours or more is absolutely devastating to a small shop like mine, or just anybody else for that matter. I mean, even a multiple person shop, 25 hours is a lot of time. Standard work week is 40 hours, so I'm sure you guys are well aware of that. But it is very important that, you know, even if you do want this to be a surprise, that measurement is way more important than the surprise, because you could be stuck out of pocket hundreds of dollars with a gift that doesn't even fit right, which is like a double whammy letdown. So, you know, just come up with something creative. You can keep it under wraps. You don't have to tell them, oh, I'm going to have you a custom belt made, so I need to double check this, and, you know, give them all the details. But it is very important that you measure exactly the way that I showed you in this video. And just because it's that important, I'm going to show you one more time and make sure that's the measurement you measure with. Now, your craftsman, if you're ordering a belt through a different person, might have a little bit different instructions, so listen to what they say. If you're a client watching this and you're ready to place your own custom belt order, this is the only way that I will measure for belts. I don't do any guesswork, anything like that. One last thing I had forgot to mention, but this is also very important. You need to make sure the belt that you're getting the measurement from is nice, solid, strong, and does not bend, because that's going to give you some discrepancies as well. Especially don't get a measurement off of like a baseball belt or something that is built mainly out of an elastic or a stretchy material, because that will also be just as devastating as guessing pretty much at that point. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys an example and how this would look if you were actually going to do these measurements on your own. So as you can see, I got my tape measure, this belt, Go ahead and line it up here on the end, measure it out, make sure your tape measure is nice and flat. You could use a soft tape, a rollout kind of tape, it doesn't really matter as long as it's nice and stretched out, nice and even. Say this is the hole the person uses, either your friend or whatever, or you, right here at 30 inches. That's the measurement that you need to take. If you or whoever is wearing this belt wears it on this hole, that's how you need to measure it, from the hole they use all the way down to the fold at the end. Right here, second go around. This is actually the belt I had measured on myself earlier. As you can see, the tape's nice and flat. It's down there measured at the end of the belt where the fold is, all the way down to that 40-inch mark. This is where I wear the belt at, so this is a 40-inch belt measurement. One time for good measure. As you can see right there down at the end of where the fold is at, measure all the way down. This is a tiny belt. The person wears it right here at 26, so that's where you take that measurement, and that person will wear a 26-inch belt. Alright, you guys, thank you for watching. For the craftsmen out there, I really hope you guys use this technique. It'll save you a lot of headache, like a lot of headache. And for my clients out there, I hope you guys understand this a little bit better, and at least why it's so important to get those measurements right, and hopefully you guys can see how easy it is to actually get the wrong measurements. And that's really what we're trying to avoid here. You know, I'm really not one for doing work twice, especially on a really intricate belt, a really intricate piece. Losing all those work hours really is devastating. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys learned something, and tune in next time. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell your friends, make sure you follow me on my other social media accounts, Facebook and Instagram. All my info is below. Give this a thumbs up, leave a comment, feel free to ask me any questions. I'm here to help. So till next time, this is Bryan Sosack, the Man in Black, signing off from Norco, California, Horsetown, USA.